Hi everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we are going to see the Python programming constructs. These are the concepts we are going to see: variables concept, selection statements and looping statements. Now let's look at each of them in detail. Variable. A variable can be defined as a name given to the memory location and it holds the values or the data. Look at the example here, a equal to 10, which means whenever the interpreter sees this line, it will take a memory block from our system and give a name as a and holds the value 10. And whenever we want to refer this memory, we can refer using the variable name a. See here, print of a, which means the output will be 10. Now look at the selection statements. These are used to take decisions based on the conditions, and Python supports if, elif, and else selection statements. Look at the syntax here. If condition 1 and the code you want to write. This code will be executed if this condition is satisfied, and this code will be executed only if this condition is satisfied. And if both the conditions are failed, then in that case, this code will be executed. See the example here, a equal to 0. Now check this condition, a greater than 0, 0 greater than 0, the condition failed. This will not be executed. Now a less than 0, is 0 less than 0? No, the condition failed. So this will not be executed. Now the else block will be executed and the output will be a is 0. Now look at the looping statements. Python supports two looping statements, for and while loop, and looping statements are used to repeat the task based on the conditions. See the example here. For variable in range, start, end and step size. This is the syntax for loop. See, this is a loop variable and range is a function which generates a range of values, which is means this is the starting value and this is the ending value and this is the increment for that loop variable, and this is the code or the task you want to perform, and this code will be executed until the loop variable will be less than end. And see the example here, for x in range 1 comma 10 comma 2, print of x. Now see here, now the starting value of x will be 1 because here the start is 1, and print of x, which means 1 will be printed. Now again the increment is a 2, x will be incremented by 2, means x value will become 3. 3 is less than 10, yes, in that case 3 will be printed, and again increment by 2, and 5 is less than 10, 5 will be printed, and again increment by 2, 7, 7 is less than 10, 7 will be printed, and again increment 9, 9 is less than 10, so print the 9 value. Now 11, here you can observe that 11 is greater than 10, in that case it will not enter into the loop, it will come out of the loop and the loop will be terminated. So our output will be 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Here you need to understand these two notes. The first one is you need to use the for loop if you know the number of iterations, which means how many times my loop iterates. Like we know here, from 1 to 10, I know the end value, which means mostly it will repeat for 5 times. Like that, in that cases, you will use the for loop. Use the while loop if you know the termination condition, which means if you don't know how many times your loop will iterate, but you know that a termination condition, like when to stop the iteration, when to come out from the while loop, like that, in that case you need to use the while loop. Now look at this here, while loop syntax. This is the initialization of the variable, and while the condition and the task and updations you need to do here, which means this code will be executed until this condition is satisfied. Whenever this condition got failed, the control will come out of the loop. Now see the example here. First initialization, x equal to 1. Yes, x equal to 1. Now check the condition. x less than or equal to 10, yes, 1 is less than or equal to 10. In that case, print x, print 1, and increment the x by 2, which means x will be 3. 3 less than or equal to 10, yes, print 3 and increment by 2. And again, 5 less than or equal to 10, yes, then in that case, print 5 and again increment it. Now, 7 less than or equal to 10, yes, print 7 and increment 9. 9 less than or equal to 10, yes, print 9 and again increment 11. Now check the condition. 11 less than or equal to 10, the condition failed, which means loop will stop and the control will be here, which means we will get the output as 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Now let's look at the model examples. These type of examples you can expect in InfoTQ examination. See here, first n equal to 10 and for I in range of 2 comma n plus 1, which means, see this, I is ranging from 2 to n plus 1. For the first iteration, I value will be 2. In that case, the count value will be 0. Let the count value be c, for example, c equal to 0. And you see here, j will be ranging from 2 to I, which means j is starting from the 2 and j is less than the I. Now here, see this example. If I modulo j equal to 0, which means j is starting from 2 and less than I, which means here in that case you won't consider any j. And the count will be 0 only. In that case you will print I, which means 2 will be printed. Now let's look for the second iteration. In that case, I will be 3. Now count will be 0, right? I value will be 3 and count will be 0 again. For j in range 2 comma I, which means take the value starting from the 2 and less than I, which is only 2 only is the case. 2 less than 3, yes. In that case, I modulo j equal to 0. 3 mod 2, which means divide the 3 by 2 and get the remainder. The remainder will be 1, right? 1 equal to 0? No. In that case, this block will not be executed. Now again, j value will be incremented. J value will become 3. As you can observe that j is only valued up to 2 comma I, which is nothing but j always less than I only. So you need to stop this iteration. And here count value is 0, right? So print I value. Now again, I value will become 4. Now in this case, see here, the count value will be 0 and j value will be starting from 2 and j value will be up to 3 only, because we know that j value is ranging from 2 comma I, which is nothing but 2 comma 3, 1 less than this. Okay. Now see here, I mod j, 4 modulo 2, yes, we are getting 0 and this block of code will be executed, which means the count will become 1 and break, means the control will come here and check count equal to 0. No, here the count is 1, right? So in that case, you will not print the I value. And again, let's look for I equal to 5. When you look for I equal to 5, again the count value will be 0 and j value will start from 2 and j value will be up to 4 only, because j will be in the range of 2 comma I. Now when you check I modulo j, 5 mod 2, which is nothing but 1, so this condition is failed, so count value will be 0 only. Now again, j plus plus j will become 3. 5 mod 3, again you got 2. In that case, this condition got failed again, so this code will not be executed. Now again, j plus plus j will become 4. 5 mod 4, this is also the same condition, right? 5 mod 4 means you will get 1, 1 not 1 equal to 0, no. In that case, this block will not be executed. And j equal to 5, here you need to stop because j value will be in the range of 2 comma I only. Now see, the count value is 0 only. So in that case, you need to print off I, which means you need to print 5. Like this, you need to go up to I value equal to 6, I value equal to 7, I value equal to 10. And you will get the entire output as 2, 3, 5, 7. Because this code is just like a prime number series only. Given the n value, you need to generate all the prime numbers within the range of 2 comma 11, 2 comma 10, including the 2 and 10. Okay. Now this will be the output of the code. You can trace it. You can try it again. And see here, what is the output of the below code. Now see, n equal to 5. First take the first iteration for I in range of n, which means 0 comma n, starting with the 0 and end with the n minus 1, because in Python outer boundary will be eliminated. Now see here, I value will be 0 first time. Now in that case, you enter into this loop and j value from 0 to I, which is nothing but 0, right? And j comma end equal to space, you won't get anything for the first iteration. Now for the second iteration, I value will become 1. Now in that case, j value will range from what? In that case, j value will range from 0 only, because as you can say here, j in range of I means j will start from 0 and j will be up to less than I. Here currently I is 1, right? So you will get j equal to 0 only, which means you will get as 0. And j plus plus, j will become 1. This condition is failed here. So you come out of the loop and you will go into the next line. Here the next line. Backslash n will print the next line. Now see, you go up again. I will become 2 now. And j will vary from 0 to 2, which is nothing but 0, 1, 2 like that. J is less than I. In that case, j will be printed 0 and comma end equal to space means you need to print a space and j will become 1. Yes, 1 is less than 2. So 1 will be printed. And now 2. Is 2 is less than 2? No. In that case, you come out of the loop and print this statement. So you will come to here. And now again check. I value will become 3 now. And j will be ranging from 0 to 3, which is nothing but 0 first. You will print 0 and increment 1. 1 less than 3, yes, you will print 1. Now again increment 2. 2 is less than 3, yes, 2. Now again increment the j, 3. Is 3 less than 3? No. So you write this. You come to here. Now I value will be 4 now. I value will be 4 now. We know that I is ranging from 0 to n, which is nothing but 0 to 4. Yes, I is correct only here. Now j value. J value is from 0. First you write 0 here. Increment 1. 1 less than 4. Yes, 1. Again increment 2. 2 less than 4. Yes. Now 3. 3 less than 4. Yes. Now check for 4. 4 less than 4. No. In that case, you stop here and you write print backslash n. Now as you can see, again I will be incremented. Now I will be 5. In that case, this condition will be failed because I is varying between 0 to n, which is nothing but 0 to 4 are the valid values of I. Now see, this is going to be our output. Like this, you need to practice. You need to trace the code to guess the output. And thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe.